Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 95th Benjamin Bosse High School Commencement Ceremony, honoring the class of 2019. At this time, would you please stand and remain standing as Josh Scholl and Andre Hicks lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite the members of our chorus to join the rest of their friends on stage. Tell Mr. Fornshaw to hold on. Mr. Fornshaw. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to draw your attention to a chair that sits here at the 50-yard line with a rose on it. That chair and rose represents our former counselor, Miss Clara Roberts. Miss Roberts retired in December and later passed away in January. Josh and Andre, would you please escort Miss Roberts to her seat? Thank you very much, Josh and Andre. We certainly appreciate that. You may now take your spot with the rest of your class. Now, our concert band and chorus will lead us in the national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. students, parents, and distinguished guests, welcome to Bosse High School's 2019 graduation ceremony. On behalf of Bosse High School, it is my honor to introduce members of the Evansville-Vandenberg School Corporation's Board of Trustees who are with us this evening and will be awarding diplomas. President, Mrs. Karen Ragland. Vice President, Mr. Jeff Worthington. Secretary, Mr. Andy Guerrero. Board Member, Mrs. Ann Ennis. Board Member, Reverend Terry Gamblin. Board Member, Mr. David Hollingsworth. And Board Member, Mr. Chris Kiefer. I would also like to introduce the Superintendent of Evansville-Vandenberg School Corporation, Dr. David Smith, who will be congratulating the class of 2019. Thanks to each of you for being here with us on this special evening. At this time, I'd like to invite those who are participating in our concert band to join their classmates. Bosse High School's concert band, which earned gold rating at the ISSMA Concert Band Contest this past April. They will be conducted by Mr. Logan Barrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Bosse High School's concert band. Thank you. As our class members return to their seats, I'd like to invite our first class speaker to the podium, Mr. Josh Scholl.
Thank you. Sorry, my friend Brennan challenged me $5 that I wouldn't hit the whoa before I spoke. Good evening, students, families, faculty. I had the pleasure of running track on our 4x400 meter relay team this year. For those of you who may not know what that is, the relay is 4 people, each taking a lap around a beautiful track like this one, totaling 4 laps. The race is a full-out sprint, each member giving it their all for 1 lap. I and each of my teammates had a lap, or what we call a leg. Personally, after my leg, I was dead tired. Every time, it felt like I was running a world record time, but then I would cross the finish line in 53 seconds. One of my teammates could even tell you that I looked fast, but my time never matched up. Trey was first, I was second, Jerry was third, and George was last. After running the relay this year, I've realized that high school has been a lot like a 4x400 meter relay. The first lap of the relay is considered to have the most pressure. The first runner has to set the tone by starting the race off well and avoiding a false start. Freshman year is very similar. As freshmen, we were worried about where to go and what our classmates thought of us, with fears of being stuffed in a trash can lingering in the back of our mind. In order to start our high school careers well, we had to be cool under pressure and avoid making a false step. How we acted in front of our peers and teachers as freshmen would set the tone for our next 3 years at Bosse. The goal for the second leg is to set the team up in a favorable position for the rest of the race. As sophomores, we wanted to build off our freshman year. We were finally starting to find our way and get comfortable with the confusion of a typical high school day, even though we were stuck in that awkward in-between where we were too cool for the freshmen and not cool enough for the upperclassmen. We felt like we were hot stuff after surviving our first year, when really, our challenges hadn't even gotten started. The third leg is pivotal because it is either the last chance to put some space between your team and the competition, or a chance to catch back up to the others. The upperclassmen warned us, but man, junior year was really rough. The workload got larger and the homework got harder. Some of us started IB classes that ended up kicking our butts. By the end of junior year, some of us didn't think we wanted to go to high school ever again, but we all knew there was 1 more year left to go. The fourth leg, also known as the anchor, is responsible for finishing the relay strong. This leg is oftentimes the fastest runner and can solidify a lead or be entrusted with a heroic comeback. One word truly describes senior year: a blur. On the first day of school, most of us were diagnosed with a deadly disease called senioritis. Some of us were able to fend off senioritis for as long as we could and solidify a lead, but some of us had to bring up grades at the last minute by a heroic comeback. But it doesn't matter whether you had a solid lead or had to make a comeback. What matters is that we finished the race. I can't forget about the baton pass, one of the most critical parts of the race. A baton has to be passed between each leg, forcing the race to be a team event. The end of each leg is cemented by a clean handoff. It propels the next runner and gives them a solid start. That is what we are here today to do: pass the baton. We are here to celebrate the end of this race, but pass the baton onto the next race, whether it be more school, the workforce, or serving our country in the military. Because high school is only one of the many races in the race called life. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019.
Excellent job, Josh. Thank you very much. Our second commencement speaker I'd like to call to the podium, Mr. Andre Hicks.
Good evening, everyone. Call it a clan, call it a network, call it a tribe, call it a family. Wherever you call it, whoever you are, you need one. This quote by Jane Howard resonated with me as I have been reflecting upon my time at Benjamin Bosse High School. The importance of family, the need for support, the need to trust that you have a group of people that you can always count on to have your back. I believe we have found all of the elements that create a family here at Bosse High School. The past 4 years have been nothing less than astounding. Over the course of this time, we have been blessed with the opportunity to build many bonds with fellow students and staff. We're like one big family. I know the majority of Bosse students from past experiences, that being from middle or elementary school. However, when I got to Bosse and met people that I was unfamiliar with, we instantly clicked. There was a sense of community that quickly emerged. I got to know people even better through being involved in clubs and playing sports. Many of us had chosen to play a sport for Bosse. For the past 2 years, I played soccer. Half of you are probably like, he plays soccer? He's built like he should be playing left guard for the football team. At least I know that's what Coach Schnurr was thinking. Anyway, at the start of my junior year, I knew about half of the team. However, as the season progressed, I became much more familiar with the team and my teammates' personalities. Senior year, I went through the same process, but it was a lot easier since I had played for a year. Over time, we became more than a team. We became a family. My experience connects with being a Bosse student as well, not just being an athlete on a team or a member of a club. We'll have become a lot closer now, and we all realize that being a Bosse Bulldog is being a part of a family. These bonding experiences have not only caused me to grow individually, but also as a team player. All of us had to choose an academic path that suited us the best. I personally chose the IB program that turned out to be another example of the family atmosphere here at Bosse. For those of you who may not know, IB is an acronym for International Baccalaureate. And in the simplest words possible, the IB program is the hardest set of courses I have ever taken in my life. They're like AP courses, but on steroids times a million. With the IB program, we had to take pre-IB, also known as honors courses, during our freshman and sophomore year. And classroom sizes were larger. However, junior and senior year, we began actual IB classes. Over these past 2 years, our biggest class size for an IB class was no larger than 15 people. The amount of endless homework and stress really bonded my classmates and I together. We had multiple group chats over the years for different classes and would try to help each other out. Wink, wink. Due to the IB program, we were able to build strong relationships with peers and staff that will hopefully last throughout our lifetime. After we depart from this commencement, we, the class of 2019, will be taking on new adventures in our lives. As Josh might put it, we are on the starting blocks for the next leg of our race in life. Whether it's college, work, or serving the country, remember the importance of creating a family wherever you go. Your tribe or your village is yours to create. Wherever your adventure takes you, I want to leave you this quote from Ellen DeGeneres. Follow your passion. Stay true to yourself. Oh, okay. Sorry. Never follow someone else's path, unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path. By all means, you should follow that. Thank you.
Great job, Andre. Thank you. Josh, thank you as well. At this time, I'd like to invite our members of the chorus to join their colleagues as well. As they prepare, our advanced choir, who received a gold rating in the EVSC Music Evaluation event, provides a selection. They are under the direction of Mr. Dylan Fornshell. Ladies and gentlemen, our advanced chorus. Thank you, guys. President, Ms. Karen Ragland, Vice President, Mr. Jeff Worthington, Secretary, Mr. Andrew Guareno, Mrs. Ann Ennis, Reverend Terry Gamblin, Mr. David Hollingsworth, Mr. Chris Kiefer, and Dr. David Smith. It is my honor and privilege to present Bosse High School's 95th graduating class, the class of 2019. This class has been offered more than $2.3 million in scholarships. This class has accepted more than $1.98 million in scholarships. 109 students have earned their credentials. 4 students have earned a 4.0 or above cumulative grade point average. 2 students, Jimmy Lewis and Andrew Garvin, earned their associate's degree from EVSC Ivy Tech Early College High School. 2 graduates, Andre Hicks and Sarah Haney, completed the International Baccalaureate Certificate. There are 22 graduating with academic honors, 3 with both academic and technical honors diplomas. We have 10 graduates who are members of the National Honor Society. There are 4 3-year graduates. There are 33 graduates who are 21st century scholars. Sixteen graduates have earned the first ever Governor's Work Ethic Certificate. The class of 2019 has also been actively engaged in our community by volunteering at the Evansville Challenger Baseball League, the Angel Mounds Dia de los Muertos, Evansville EVSC's Festival of Nations, the Boys and Girls Club, Special Olympics, and Youth Resources, and also in various local churches. This class, yes, absolutely deserves an applause. As I said, this is the 95th graduating class of Bosse High School. 42 graduates are pursuing 4-year degrees, 28 are pursuing vocational 2-year degrees, and 2 students have been accepted into the advanced manufacturing program with Toyota. This class has met all the requirements set forth by the state of Indiana, as well as the Evansville Vandenberg School Corporation, and should receive their proper credentials. President Ms. Karen Ragland, Vice President Mr. Jeff Worthington, Secretary Mr. Andy Guerrero, Mrs. Ann Ennis, Reverend Terry Gamblin, Mr. David Hollingsworth, Mr. Chris Kiefer, and Dr. David Smith, I present to you Benjamin Bosse High School's Class of 2019. Right now, I would like to invite to the podium our board member, Mrs. Ann Ennis.
Good evening, graduates, families, and the staff of Benjamin Bosse High School. Congratulations. It's a remarkable, exemplary list Principal Huff just went through. Congratulations, congratulations. It's no small thing to be here today. In all likelihood, it took determination, tears, conquering fears, overcoming obstacles, and much more to be seated here this evening. High school years are not easy. I'm an old woman, and I recall a lot of tears and worries in my 4 years of high school in this city. But I also recall a lot of fun and laughter and, yes, learning. Each one of you came into this high school as a child, 13, 14, maybe 15 years old, a kid. Think of the personal changes that you have experienced. Tonight you leave as young adults, having learned about getting along, adapting, accepting and meeting challenges, exceeding your expectations and defeating fear, and learning a lot about yourself and your goals, in addition to the core curriculum that the state makes you learn. The next step is here. It's another fresh start. I have 3 bits of life advice, as if you haven't heard enough this week, I'm sure. First, my daughter quotes Chance the Rapper a lot. She told me to share this one. Chance the Rapper says, "I try to instill in others to just be a good person. It's a decision you make 1,000,000 times a day. But if you keep trying, good stuff comes to you." After being a good person to others, learn to love and appreciate yourself for who you are. The poet Rupi Kaur wrote, "How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you." Respect and honor your talents, your heart, and your body, and others will respect you as well. Finally, as you say goodbye tonight, and there's going to be other goodbyes in your life, don't burn bridges behind you. You will meet the people you worked for, the people you sat in class with, or grew up with again and again in your life. Leave them wanting more of you and not glad that you're gone. Everyone can be a reference. And so with all of that, we've arrived. Students, you are here tonight because you have completed the graduation requirements set forth by the state of Indiana, the State Board of Education, and the Evansville-Vanderburgh School Corporation. And therefore, on behalf of the Evansville-Vanderburgh Board of School Trustees, I hereby accept this exceptional graduating class of 2019. Congratulations.
At this time, we will begin the awarding of the diplomas. Please welcome to the podium Bosse High School's Assistant Principal, Miss Chrissy Burrows, as she presents the class of 2019 for their diplomas. She will be assisted by Bosse counselors, Miss Jo Howler and Miss Kathy Hydorn.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Karen Ragland, the President of the Board of Trustees, who will begin the awarding of the diplomas. Graduates in row 1, please stand. Kamaria Lapre Adams. Pratiktra Adhikari. Alondra Andrade Solorzano. Michael Isaiah Lee Axton. Tamarion Adrian Blackwell. James William Bolin. Lamonte Zentrell Booker. Eric Lee Bottom. Zayed Umar Brackett. Tion Simone Brigham. William Gregory Zane Brotherton. Tashiana Renee Brown. Shamia Ane Burns. Jada Murray Burton. Benjamin William Calbert. Terry Lee Caldwell. Blake Mitchell Cannon. Kayvon Arianshe Carter. Thank you, Mrs. Ragland. Next, Mr. Jeff Worthington, Vice President of the Board of Trustees, will continue awarding the diplomas to our graduates. Cole William Cates. Jasmine Renee Catlett. Felix Abel Saya Martinez. Chantrell Brochet Cockerham. Ramonte Deshawn Crenshaw. Christina Louise Crook. Haley Lynn Croslow Herbert. Dalton Malik Crowell. Malcolm Averly Cunningham. Kiera Diane Curl. Matthew Kevin Davids. Mary Elizabeth DeVillas. Bratavia Monet Dotson. Allura Jolie Dupree. Raquel Elise Christine Elam. Austin Michael Embry. Thank you, Mr. Worthington. Mr. Andrew Garino, Secretary of the Board of Trustees, is our next presenter. Diamond Leanne Emerson. Curtis DeMarco Esters Jr. Brittany Lynn Evans. Idasia Renee Fleming. Andrew Stephen Garvin. Kaika Marita Gathings. Elijah Michael Gelhausen. Paige Marie Gudorf. Renaya Natasha Hall. Macy Ann Hammond. Joshua Andrew Harris. Jerlevia Puri Haskins. Sarah Caroline Haney. Andre Jermel Hicks. Deasia Elise Hines. Marcus Trayvon Holtzclaw Jr. Thank you, Mr. Garino. At this time, board member Mrs. Ann Ennis will hand out the following diplomas. Rebecca Ann Huff. Devonye Montez Hughes. Kyron Michael Husk. Cameron Darnell Jackson. Michaela Lena Jeffcoat. Brianna Nicole Jews. Diana Lee Jost. Tyler Mackenzie Johnson. Star Ann Keene. Jalen Maurice Kent.
Congratulations.
Hunter Joseph Killian. Junior BJ Lang. Javen Antoine Lane. Jimmy Franklin Lewis.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Ennis. Our next board member, Reverend Terry Gamblin, will continue the awarding of the diplomas. Robert Nolan Lopez. Hunter Michael Lowe. Elijah Thomas Ludden. George Henry Madison III. Amy Leone Marsan Mullet. Brianna Jo Marks. Mikel Tanae McBain. Presley Aaron McCarty. Jaden Simone McElroy. Donovan Quinton McNeil. Ariana Janae Merriweather. Celadonio Ordaz Jr. Madison Page Osborne. Corday Antoine Outlaw. Kenya Yvonne Outlaw. Trey Dawson Page. Thank you, Reverend Gamblin. Our next board member, Mr. David Hollingsworth, will continue with the awarding of diplomas. Aaron Lee Perry. Kayani Cherie Phillips. Caleb Jamal Pullum. Jahid Ashanti Saab. Eric Wayne Saunders. Brianna Nye Scott. Christian Tyler Scott. Vayon Dayan Shelby. Miracle Rashay Sheriff. Joshua Paul Scholl. Gabrielle Sue Marie Simpson. Lauren Mackenzie Morgan Smith. Gretchen Tara Smither. Kasia Monique Stewart. Mariah Renee Stewart. Dion Adias Rashad Stinson. Charisma Lynn Surkamp. Thank you, Mr. Hollingsworth. Our last board member to award diplomas this evening is Mr. Christopher Kiefer. Elijah Renee Surrett. Leandra Danielle Thomas. Brennan Nicholas Tompkins. Keontae Eugene Toon. Devin Lee Wallace. Shylin Jaquay Wallace. Corey Edward Walters. Alexa Lynn Wheeler. Hannah Diane Whitehouse. Kiana Lachey Williams. Kyler Matthew Williams. Audrey Marie Wilson. Thank you. At this time, please welcome me in bringing Mr. Huff back to the podium.
As our final graduates take their seat, graduates, I want to leave to you three things. And this is really the only time 3 F's equal success. So listen. First F, have faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the people who sit next to you. Have faith in the people who sit in the stands behind you and support you from afar. Have faith that you can accomplish anything and maintain a faith in a higher power. The second F, stay focused. No matter what it is you do from this point forward. Many of you are going into colleges, others of you are going into the workforce. Remain focused on the thing in front of you and what it is you want to accomplish. And lastly, finish. As Mr. Scholl said, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And those 3 F's will make you successful no matter where you go, no matter what you do. Those 3 F's, faith, focus, and finish. And you will be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the class of 2019. As we get ready to depart, the class that sits before you, do me a favor, because you would not be sitting here without those people sitting in the stands. So let's stand up as a class, turn around, and give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to exit, please stand for the class, the Benjamin Bosse High School 2019 95th graduating class. Please move your tassels to the left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, just a few housekeeping things. Our graduates will enter into the gymnasium. They will come back out. They need to pick up some paperwork in our gymnasium. I'll escort them in, and then they will come back out for pictures and join you just a few minutes. If you will, please remain standing until all of our graduates have reached their destination. Thank you, and I appreciate all of your support for Bosse High School.